What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zaynomics Gaming. Today I wanted to make a video covering the new 6-player activity Override. If you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well as like and share this video. It really helps my channel out and it is greatly appreciated. Now, this new activity is similar to the activity we had back in the season of Arrivals. Not much has changed then except for the color of the moats and a few other mechanics, but we will touch on those in a bit. If you are new to Destiny in general, or you didn't play during the season of Arrivals, just know that your first priority in this activity is to kill enemies and collect the pink moats. Once you reach the maximum amount that you are able to carry, you then bank them, similar to Gambit. For the most part, you will deal with waves of enemies and you will have to defeat them with your team. Champions will begin to spawn in to try and stop you from completing your goal of splicing into the Vex network. 2 times throughout the entire activity, a portal will open. You don't have to go inside of it, but if you're grinding for the weapons and specific loot, going inside the portal is the best option. Once you or a fireteam member defeats the champion inside of this alternate reality, they will drop a data spike, which is essentially a mega moat. That's what I call it anyways. You will run through another portal that will take you back to the bank. You will then bank the mega moat. Throughout the engagement, the bank will become locked down by a passcode essentially. You and your fire team must shoot the ones that glow red. From there, it is a rinse and repeat. Now, if this is your first time attempting this activity, there's a multitude of ways to complete this activity efficiently without the Splicer upgrades. And we will talk about the Splicer upgrades in a bit. But like I said, if this is your first time or you haven't been able to grind as much and unlock the artifact mods or obtain the Splicer mods, then you should really be focused on damage dealing options. Anarchy is an excellent option as well as Witherhoard. If you're using a Titan, the Cuirass of the Falling Star has heavy damage output. For my hunters out there, the new Star Eater Scales exotic is absolutely nuts. Probably the best exotic in the game for PvE right now. For my warlocks, you'll want to run Dawn Chorus, but the hunters take the cake in DPS this season, pumping out an additional 110% of damage. That's beside the point though. This is a free-to-play activity, so you will not feel under-leveled while playing this activity. Now, once you and your fire team bank all the moats required, a vortex will open up and suck you into the Vex network. At this point, you will encounter a random jumping puzzle. If you suck at jumping puzzles like me, put on a sword or wait for a teammate to complete and you will receive a joining allies prompt. From there, it's boss time. Unfortunately, this week's boss has immune phases, 3 to be exact. This activity will change location throughout the season, so the final encounter is likely to change in some way. But for now, what you see is what you get. Now, there is a speed triumph associated with this activity. Completing it within 12 minutes will reward you with that triumph. Now let's talk about the artifact mods to make this event a little more juicy. The best mod this season is Breach and Clear. I'm just going to say it. Remember when I told you about using Witherhoard or Anarchy? Well, it turns out this mod will grant a debuff to enemies. Downright disgusting. So basically with this mod, when you use Anarchy or Witherhoard, every time you get a damage tick, it is reapplying that debuff to your enemies. So here's the scenario. You pop Anarchy on a boss, create the debuff, and Thunder Crash right into him. Insta-kill most bosses. The same thing that you would do inside of Gambit, except this is the new activity. Now, I should mention that this mod works on any grenade launcher, so Salvager, Salvo, grenade launchers like that, all your legendary grenade launchers, even Fighting Lion, you know, it uses primary ammo. You could continuously just proc this debuff. So in lamest terms, basically, you know how when we raid and you use a hunter to apply that debuff or you use a tractor cannon, you don't need to do that anymore. Now you could just put on this mod, pop Anarchy, and then just go to town on him. Now, the only drawback for the Breach and Clear mod is it takes up 9 energy slots, but it's definitely worth it. And like I said before, you can take advantage of this mod with any grenade launcher. It can even be a legendary grenade launcher, so just keep that in mind if you decide to use it. Now, this will definitely be a top tier mod when Vault of Glass releases on May 22nd, this upcoming Saturday. I'm sure many of you know that Energy Accelerant has been taken offline due to it breaking the Crucible, and that was an excellent mod, but unfortunately, Telesio and Symmetry were just wrecking inside the Crucible, so I knew Bungie would have no choice but to take it offline. Not sure how effective it will be when it returns. The only other mod worth getting is the Grenade Scavenger mod. In reality, you will not need the rest of the artifact mods for this activity unless you absolutely want to. The choice is up to you. But Breach and Clear and Grenade Scavenger is definitely the two best mods that we have this season. Now, when it comes to leveling up the Splicer Gauntlet, the first thing I recommend getting is the Memory Expansion and Code Strider. Now, not to get anybody confused, but the Splicer Gauntlet is strictly associated with the Override activity. So just for clarification, the Breach and Clear mod and all the other anti-barrier or champion mods, stuff like that, those come from the artifact. So don't get those two confused. Now, back to what I was saying, as far as getting the two Splicer Gauntlet upgrades, the first two that you need to be worried about getting is Memory Expansion and Code Strider. Code Strider essentially gives you more platforms to jump when you get into the Vex network. So it basically makes the jumping puzzle a lot easier. Now, Memory Expansion allows you to carry more ether. You get more ether from doing playlist activities. Similar to the Cabal Gold last season, the ether is very important. It allows you to fabricate a key code to open an additional chest at the end of the Override activity. That is so essential if you're trying to grind out for weapons. So make sure you have a key code before you even start doing the Override activity. That's just my opinion. If you guys want to just go in and jump in and get the regular chest, don't be upset if you don't get what you're looking for. But like I said, if you're really trying to grind out this activity and obtain those brand new weapons, you definitely want to make sure you have a key code fabricated. Now, that's not to say that you won't get any of the brand new weapons out of the regular chest. It's just less likely. Now, Umbral Engrams also drop from this activity at random. You never know when they're going to drop, but if you go and focus those, you can get new seasonal weapons. So keep that in mind. Now from there, each upgrade will increase from the Splicer Gauntlet, so maxing out the Memory Expansion and the Override Efficiency upgrade is the best route to take. Now essentially, Override Efficiency upgrade basically gives you a higher chance at getting seasonal gear from the other chests. So that's really important to me because I'm doing this activity to get the better gear. Now, before we continue on with the upgrades, I just wanted to let you guys know that I mainly play these activities for the new loot. Now, I know some people play the game for an experience, and that's fine too. So your choice of upgrades may be different than mine. But for me personally, if you like going for the new seasonal loot to use inside the Crucible, or you like trying out new perks and stuff like that, this is by far the best route to take. Now back to the upgrades. Personally, I'm not worried about heavy ammo because of the Grenade Launcher Scavenger mod from the Palindrome artifact. And heavy spawns frequently in this activity anyways, at least for me. I know some people, they don't really get heavy ammo as much, but I get plenty of it, more than I know what to do with. So I'm not really too worried about that. I'm also not concerned with the laser walls as of yet. I haven't had any issues with them, so for me it's a waste as of now anyways. Like I said, this activity will change weekly throughout the season as the story progresses. From there, your main goal is to save decrypted data. Save all of your decrypted data. This new seasonal currency is also used for focusing Umbral Engrams. That's why you need to save it. If you're out there trying to get that brand new loot, the future War Cult loot, or the brand new seasonal loot, you can focus Umbral Engrams with your decrypted data and get that focused loot. So if you're hunting after the brand new Ignition Code grenade launcher and you want that grenade launcher to have slide shot and you want to go crazy inside the Crucible, slide shoot, you need that decrypted data. You need those Umbral Engrams. That's why I cannot stress it enough that it's important to save your decrypted data. If you don't think you need an upgrade to complete this activity, don't buy it. I would wait. I would see if this activity gets harder as the season progresses. Remember, this season ends August 24th, I believe. So you have plenty of time to upgrade your Splicer Gauntlet. Like I said before, I enjoy hunting for the god rolls of new weapons. So for me, I suggest purchasing other Splicer upgrades along the way as you acquire a significant amount of decrypted data. Decrypted data is obtained through the override activity, and Ether is acquired from regular playlist activities. Now that is all for my guide. I'm gonna let the rest of this video play out. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for all of your gaming needs. I wanna thank you all so much for coming and watching today. I will see you all in the next video.
This on Europa. It was her unmaking. Is it wrong to mistrust those who have hunted, raided, and murdered us for centuries? I think not. So